All right, this is part 2 of the Grand Canyon series, and so I already did a video warning you that the knowledge I'm going to drop is going to be like ridiculous. So my brother doesn't watch all my videos, but he has a good idea. He has an open mind. I told him today, and he told me it was just too much, and I haven't heard from him since. Okay, so I'm not joking when I say I'm about to lay it down, all right? And so if it's too much, just walk away, man. Just walk away. But so first I'd like to take you back to about 5 years ago. That was the first time that I saw this channel. And the two that are the two videos that are pinned on my page are Gadameste. And he is the one that first introduced the idea of Crater Earth to me. And it was that by now a lot of people that aren't completely asleep realize that when you look up at the moon, you're seeing the shadow or the reflection of the land masses that are on Earth. Almost everybody knows that. But what most people don't know is that the craters themselves are reflections or impressions of celestial bodies or stars. And when I first discovered this or learned about this theory, it changed everything for me because I started to grasp it. And then I predicted the Nos Confunden map before I ever knew it existed. Not joking. I have it documented on my Facebook page. And it was because I understood the positioning of the craters and how, if I drew a straight line out, how they all had to intersect, and they all intersected at celestial bodies or stars. But then I was like, so my brother watched it with me too, and it was like a real exciting thing. And so what I couldn't figure out was if it was one of two things. Either we lived on a supermassive Earth that was just so much bigger than we could ever fathom, or we lived on a never-ending plane of existence. And I wasn't sure which one it was, and I've been trying to figure that out for the last 5 years. If you recall, earlier months and months ago, when nobody knew who I was and I was just doing posts and I had like 20 followers, I was showing everyone what everything was, and I was showing you that Earth has this, and I feel the energy. I don't see it with my eyes, but I kind of resonate, and I know what the energy is behind the way things move. And so I knew that the center of the Earth, I knew about the Merkabas. I knew there was a singularity there at the center, because at the center of every single toroidal sphere, there is a singularity, just like every single cell that you have. It's all the same design. And so I was drawing this. I was showing you the sun, the moon, the plasma belt, how the sun is a direct reflection of the singularity black hole that would be down below. I did the cosmic egg. And I'm still, as far as I know, the only person in the world that has distinguished two different types of stars. Gadameste doesn't even do it. And that was the direct black hole reflections that are perfect circle stars, just like our sun is. And it's a perfect circle because it's a direct reflection of the black hole singularity at the center of the Earth. Now, so this is the Russian footage seen from the military plane that flew over the North Gate, okay? This is the translucent light that comes out that forms Polaris in the night sky that we see. That's why it never moves, because it's always fixed coming out of the center of our realm. It's the actual vortex mathematics flow of the golden ratio. That's literally the motion of it. And so when we look up and we see Polaris in the night sky, and it's all these different cymatic-y shapes, not like a perfect circle like our sun, it's because it's the inner realm shooting straight up, interacting with the plasma field. And when it hits that plasma field, then we can see it. Okay, so now going back to last video, we had ended with Babel. And I had talked about how after all the world trees were cut, Nimrod tries to build the Tower of Babel, mimicking the world trees, trying to get connected back up to the higher realms before they became nested, which I'll tell you how the realms became nested as well. But so everything's cut. We have this disassociation. The field is crazy. And at the same time that happens, a parasite comes. And it's not the type of parasite that you are thinking of at all. And with it came a reverse spiral Merkaba, and with that it siphons. So it, we were meant to spiral upward. The Yaldabaoth spirals downward. One perpetuates light and energy, folding in on itself, never ending. The other one siphons energy into a cube. Now let's just take a look at a few different tree stumps here, okay? Notice the saplings in the cut tree. Notice the tree is cut, but we still have the saplings. Now look at this one. Look at this one. See how there's water all around it? Now look at this. The hunch that started it. It didn't begin with cosmology. It began with the tree stump. Out on walks, I'd see ordinary stumps holding soil on top, little bowls of earth. Saplings and moss would take root right in the cut face. Sometimes completely different plants grew there, parasitic or opportunistic, feeding on the old wood. That sight wouldn't leave me alone. The stump is land, the land is stump. That was the spark. I thought to myself, what if that's us? What if the land we live on, what we call Earth, is not the whole world, but one massive stump? What if we're the saplings growing out of it, the residue of something so vast that our little forests are like moss on its scar? When you see the panel that shows a big stump, the panel that shows the big stump with tiny trees on its top under a dome. World trees. This is what kind of locked it in the scale here for me, and let me give you a few pictures. So literally locking in the hunch to scale, our ground is a cut surface. Our sky is a local artificial overlay. And we sit among many such stumps across a much wider forest. That one thought shifted everything, because once you look at the earth as a stump, you can't unsee it. The firmament problem. Right away, my mind went to scale. I'd like to credit I Am the Water for this on his video I took a snapshot of. I know independent scientists have fired rockets up and they hit the barrier, the firmament, at around 84 miles high. That's documented. So here's the paradox. If world trees were scaled at 25,500 miles tall, how could there possibly be a sky at 84 miles? How could there be a firmament there? If the firmament we see were the true dome, then those trees would be poking straight through it. We'd see them piercing the heavens, but we don't. That was my first clue. The sky we see is not the real sky. The firmament that rockets hit is an inner barrier, a false dome, a projection grid. The true scar dome has to be far, far, far higher. And it was the scale itself, the sheer impossibility of the numbers that cracked open my imagination. Humanity's been locked into thinking small. Just like before the first 4-minute mile, everyone thought it couldn't be done until someone did it. Once it's in the field, it's possible. Go on to part 2 next. Namaste.